You had successfully harvested a lot of a certain water dragon. Your Knoll companion, after eating its eyes, managed to gain some arcane sight. You encountered an interesting dwarf and his rapidly aging Knoll companion, who you were able to grant her last dying wish before she perished, and then promptly ate her body. And now you're faced with a giant portal to an unknown area.
What's a known area? It's a prison.
Mm-hmm.
We just haven't personally been there yet. Maybe.
Oban, are you coming in with us, or are you going to camp out and wait?
Oh, I ain't going. That's the wrong accent. I ain't going back there. There is no way I am going back in that prison.
All right. What do you need to remain safe while we go in and check a few things?
I just have old Bessie here, and he cocks his rifle.
Okay. I'm going to give him a couple days of rations and water.
He thanks you.
Is there anything he can tell us about the prison before we just waltz in and then...
Does he have a map?
Yeah. Can we sit down with him and make a map? If not...
He says so. He basically lets you know it's not exactly like it's not maze like it's not. It's he does warn you about the acid pit. That there seems to have been an wherever it actually exists at. There seems to be an incursion, of like, and there's a giant pool of acid.
Of course there is.
But as long as you can get past that and the snake things that like to shoot energy balls at you, you should be fine.
Snake things that shoot energy balls?
Yeah. As you're crossing the bridge in the acid pit, there's these energy balls that'll try to blast you off the bridges.
When he says that, though, snake things that shoot energy balls, Whistler just points at Zashi.
Oh, you have scales. That's odd. No, I mean like there's statues with cobra heads, and they shoot energy balls at you.
Okay. Might need to see if we could find a way to disable those.
We were able to disable one by breaking the hell out of it.
That works. I'm good at breaking things.
Okay. Well, if you don't need anything else, I think I'm ready to head in. We got a bit of a rest last night before we met you.
So what do we have to go in again?
Well, from the information I gleaned is there are diamonds in there that actually were used to sustain the petrification or freezing of the inmates. And now, due to what had happened throughout all of Old Malys, the magics have faded, so we might be able to just get those diamonds for insurance if something happens to one of our compatriots like Whistler again.
Well, shouldn't we go when that actually happens? We don't have to waste our time.
We're going to want them before it happens.
Yeah, because we'll have a limited amount of time to use them.
Right.
Which we experienced with Whistler. Ooh, new map.
I just have a black screen. Oh, wait, no, I found myself.
I see something.
You should be on the bottom.
Myself.
Congratulations.
Everybody should be on the bottom left-hand corner of the map.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone can't see, please let me know.
Yes. I should redraw my character, huh?
I love Brutus.
I love it. It makes me happy.
Okay, so as you guys enter into shimmering behind you is a cascade of colors. You can obviously see the little line of rainbow. It's illuminating. It's generating its own light You see 4 columns supporting the probably 40-foot high ceiling behind you. It is a 30-foot by approximately 80-foot room. There is a door up here for those of you that can see past that.
Okay, and there's walls around us, which is why the site only goes to about 30 feet.
Yep.
Okay.
How tall is that door?
That door, it doesn't go all the way to the ceiling. It goes about halfway. It goes about 15 feet, but it's super wide. It's actually 2 doors, and it spans about 20 feet. There's only 5 feet of wall on either side of it. Yes, Bill's rock.
So I had a question. I'm not sure if I have dark vision or not. Was no wise?
You do.
Okay, and I was also going to see, because of my sight specifically, it goes 120 feet. Is there anything that I see that stands out and I can point out to everyone else?
Actually, yes. So there's 2 like weird. They're not really emitting light, but on these 2 pillars are these 2 skulls, that have a slight glow about them. But for you, they radiate necromantic and evocation magic.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can tell them that. I know that whatever color it is, I'll let them know.
It's red and purple.
Okay, well, I'm wondering, because I'm a dog, am I also colorblind?
No, gnolls are not colorblind.
Okay.
However, technically, so in dark vision you would be, but this portal is actually emitting enough light that you can see color. But that's true of everybody. Just so everyone knows, in dark vision, everything is gray. Everything is colorblind.
Please rescue the snake from Puma.
Okay.
Oh, this is so good.
Yeah, so I pass everybody the colors I see, because I don't think I know the difference between all the different colors and spell schools, just to give everyone an idea.
Who
Not sure
would
what that means.
know? Whistler would know, yeah?
I think so. You're
Like I
muted,
said-
Tucker.
Whistler will look at Bill confused and then start casting detect magic,
Okay.
because his colors that he sees doesn't necessarily translate to the colors Bill sees anyway.
Evocation and necromancy, same thing.
Yeah.
If either of you kind of want to make, God, stupid cat, give me a second.
Puma's determined.
It's like, give me the snake.
Like, I want to play and it's warm over here.
That's gonna be so much easier once I get Sasava's new cage. Puma can just hang out on top of it. Anyways, so same thing, evocation and necromancy.
Okay.
So, Tucker, I'm not sure if you do a bunch of different things for your spell. I'm probably going to ask you what you're doing, because I don't know what's going on.
You're muted, Tucker.
Yeah, well, he's casting as a ritual, so it takes 10 minutes.
Okay.
He sits there, he gets all his stuff out, and he makes a little circle, and yeah,
Okay.
making runes and salt, and
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So then he looks at Bill and he makes an illusion of a skull, and then he makes an illusion of a fire.
Okay, and I was going to double check that the same colors are the same things for us, so we're on the same page.
Yeah, it all comes up the same. Necromancy is purple, evocation is red.
Yeah, and he'll actually, on his illusions, he'll tint them that color.
Okay.
Okay, well,
And then, for that matter, he'll go through the other 6 schools and whatever their colors are for him too.
Okay. I'll
Doing
as
little-
it comes up, I'll say.
Yeah.
Abjuration is like yellow. Yeah. Transmutation is green. I think conjuration is blue. So yeah, this is what you guys see. Whistler spends about 10 minutes casting detect magic.
I'm gonna take a seat over here. Just be patient and polite. Wait.
yeah. once he's done and Bill and him finish like discussing the different schools of magic, Mashi is going to turn to Whistler and Bill and go, well, can we go towards the door, or are those things like trapped and gonna like blow up in our face?
It's just a skull.
Yeah, you can go ahead and give me, for the two people that see it, with the evocation magic. Actually, all of you can because you described it. Go ahead and everybody give me an Arcana check. Arcana check. DC is 20.
Unless I get a net.
Oh, close.
God. With my 1.
Yeah, so no 20s. So
you don't know what they are, unless
Whistler is going to cast Mage Hand and just try to pick one of the skulls up.
Oh, okay. Mage Hand interacts with objects specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So
It can't activate items, I don't think.
yeah. So as soon as you do, it starts cackling at you. So this column or this column, which one are you gonna mess with?
I guess it's the one right in front of me.
Okay. So I need everybody to please roll initiative as it starts cackling. You're not surprised because you're obviously looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want us to do the turn tracker thing?
No, it's fine. It never ends up working out. So.
Oh, it has wings. That's adorable. It has little wings for ears. I love it.
Let's see. Text. Okay, so let's see. We are looking at Brutus. It looks like you're first.
Looks like.
And yeah, it starts cackling at you. It sprouts wings from the back of its head, and it bursts into like ethereal fire.
I feel like I don't want that near my face, so instead of headbutting it, I guess I'll try and charge it and hit it with my Warhammer. So, ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop.
Oh, okay. Give me a second. As soon as you cross there, the other one activates.
Shit. My bad, guys. We knew it was gonna happen, though.
It's technically underneath you right now. We'll get to that in a second.
My big cow butt's in the way. I can jump behind if that, just to stay out of the way if that helps.
Okay, that'll work. So gonna go attack the one it's still your turn.
Yeah. Should I move? Here, this is the one I'm attacking.
Okay.
So with my Warhammer. Wow.
Yeah, they don't have the best AC, but even with that, it still misses it being a nat 1.
I imagine. I'll follow up with my scimitar because she's something. Nothing. No.
Nope. They're a little hard to hit. They're kind of small and they're flitting around a little bit.
Get down here, you bastards!
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. The one that rolled a 17 is gonna hop off the wall and is immediately going to cast Blur on itself, as is the other one. So as indistinct as they are, they now start flitting around and look like it actually kind of hurts your eyes to look at them, as they seem to have it seems to be like a heavily edited depth of field motion blur video game.
Like ass.
I do have a question. Do they have higher dex than Whistler? Because Whistler rolled a 17 on his initiative.
They have a dex of 17.
Yep, they beat me by 1.
Well, so actually, Whistler would have went before this one, so they didn't do anything. So that's easy enough. They will. The original one will be casting Blur. Or this one casts Blur. This one's not blurred. If Whistler wants to go before this one, because it rolled a 16.
Okay.
Yes,
Whistler
Bills?
will-
Terry?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was going to say, do I see anything different because I can actually have my sight thing?
You see now in addition to all the other colors, a slight yellow glow around them as blur isn't. No, blur is an illusion spell. Sorry, a slight orange glow to it, which is a little hard to see because of the flames.
Did we long rest before we went in here?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Whistler is going to pull out a little strand of webbing and phase fighter chit at them, and he's going to cast web between the two parallels, going straight up.
Okay, so that's a strength saving throw, right?
Yep.
Okay. And it's on their turn, right? That they have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the other one had already gone, so we'll do it on his turn. So -5 because they have a strength of 1. So -1. Yeah, that one gets pulled to the ceiling and is just attached there.
Well, it just fills in the thing, so he should just be stuck right where he is.
He's stuck right. Sorry, he's stuck where he is in his strength. He still goes ahead and casts blur on himself.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. And so let's see who would be next. It looks like Zashi with a 12.
Looks that way. Okay, so one of them stuck in a web right in front of us, and they're both blurred at this point, correct?
Correct.
All right. I will get here.
Okay.
And attempt to attack this one.
Okay, it's going to be a straight roll because it's blurred, which would normally give you disadvantage. But it's also restrained, and you have flanking, but you only count one thing, so your disadvantage and advantage cancel each other out. 11 misses. It's still really hard to see where exactly it is with that blur.
Okay, I will go ahead and cast as a bonus action magic weapon.
You still have another attack.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. I keep forgetting that. I'm sorry.
13 barely hits.
Okay. I will get used to having 2 attacks one day. I will go ahead and smite.
Okay.
So
You get an extra D8 because it is undead.
3 and plus 3d8.
27. Okay, it does not like that at all. As a blast of radiant energy takes the flame skull right across the head.
Okay. I think that'll be my turn for now. I'll save my spells for a little bit later.
You okay? And that should bring us then to, it looks like Storm.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and shoot the one that everybody's been attacking with my crossbow.
Okay. 11 goes wide. Bing! Hits the...
Bing.
Why
Okay.
are we all getting 11s? We've all gotten 11 so far.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to give Bruce a bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now we come to Bill.
So Bill will be using commanding strike to have Zashi try to attack again.
Okay. And you get to... What does the dice roll add to her? It adds to her attack value?
Makes one weapon attack, adding the spirit dice to the attack damage roll.
Oh, okay, so the damage roll. Natural 20.
And it's a d8 added.
So it's actually 2d8 because of the... Do you want to smite again? It would end up... You would end up doing 10d8 plus your strength modifier damage to this thing.
Dex modifier, actually. I'm using a rapier.
Yeah, plus your dex modifier. Plus 1 because you cast magic weapons. So
What's colloquially known as.
I haven't cast magic weapon yet.
okay.
Have you already hit this one though?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. How hurt is it looking?
It looks like so it's a flying skull. It's not exactly the most robust thing in the world. It's not like it's not on death's door, but it looks like it's past its it looks cracks are beginning to form. We'll say it that way.
All right. I am going to hold on to my spell slots for now because we're at the very beginning, and I don't really have all that many.
Okay, so 4d8 plus your dex modifier.
Okay, and it's just one attack, correct?
Yeah.
And then all I'm gonna do is move.
Okay,
close.
so and you didn't cast magic weapon, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you poke it right through an eye socket, but you're using a piercing weapon against a skeleton. It is essentially a skeleton, and without magical enforcement, it doesn't seem to do as much damage as you were expecting. So it's still up.
Okay, Bill moved and Bill's done.
Okay, and that brings us to it would be this skull is going to go ahead and because I'm pretty sure it has a higher dex than Brutus, is going to cast Fireball.
Assuming things.
Okay, first of all, it's got to make that save though.
Okay.
Just assuming that I have a garbage dex. Why would you?
Yeah, -4.
Oh my God.
So this is man. How do I make web worse? Because I like to usually like when something has a negative modifier. I can't make web worse, but it is definitely just like pinned against the pillar right now. It's still gonna cast Fireball, and it's gonna cast it here.
Oh.
So
Hey, not at me.
well, we'll see. Yeah, everybody in the room make dexterity saving throws.
What? Everyone? Shit.
So this is just an area of effect, so I don't get my advantage against spells, correct?
No, you do.
Okay.
Oh wait, I have bardic inspiration. I don't think it'll save me, but I'm gonna add it. Yeah, I got 12.
I actually need to check its spell save DC. I don't think it actually has that great a one. Oh, you barely miss it. Sorry, Brutus.
Ah, that's okay. Thank you for trying to help me anyway, Storm.
I tried. It's like I foresaw this coming. But
Okay, anyone who rolled a 12 or less fails.
Oh, ouch. It's targeting me. All right. How much
Oh, and I need
damage?
to roll for the 2 skulls, too. So 31 points of damage to Brutus, 15 points of fire damage to everyone else.
This is
Also, the web is going to go up in flames because he fireballed the web too, so
Yeah.
they take damage from that too.
Mm-hmm. First,
Yeah,
one.
they get an additional 2d4.
Okay, both of them make it, but the one that's been attacked at this point is just done. It didn't have a lot to begin with. So it takes 2d4.
Well, in addition to that's the fireball, right? Is yeah,
Yeah.
31. Yeah, so they each take 2d4.
Okay. Can you go ahead and roll the 2d4 for me so that I can get?
Also, their save was a dexterity save, right?
Yeah.
So they had disadvantage at that because they're restrained.
Oh shit! I just screwed up. So sorry. They don't. I forgot they have damage immunity fire, so it doesn't matter anyways.
Okay.
So the one does not actually disappear. Can I control Z that? Nope. Helps if I read the entire stat sheet sometimes. So yeah,
Oh, right. They're not wing skulls. They're the flaming skulls, huh?
yeah, they're wreathed in fire. And that would Brutus, you are charred, but you're looking at one that's another one that's cackling and looking about to cast the same exact spell.
I'm mad, so I'm gonna headbutt it. I'm gonna gore it.
Oh, its blur dropped. It couldn't make its con save, and
Do it. It doesn't matter.
okay, go
Was that
go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. For 12.
Okay, yeah, now it's dead.
Okay. And can I use my second attack on the other one?
Yep.
Okay.
It is still blurry. It has not taken damage, so
Okay.
its concentration check is not, and you're not flanking it. It is no longer restrained, so you have disadvantage on this attack.
Oh, okay.
If you move one square further to your right, you'll be flanking with Zashi, and you might be able to, and you can eliminate the disadvantage. But you missed anyways
Well,
because
either way, I missed. Yeah, because it was a 12.
yeah.
So no worries. I tried, and I'll do my second wind because I need it. Oh, it's during a sure. Oh, it's my bonus action. Never mind. I fucked up, so I can't do it.
Okay, and Whistler.
Okay. So Whistler will. Crap.
That's gross.
Whistler will move back here. Fire a ghost touch on him.
Okay.
A chill touch.
Is what type of damage is that?
It's necrotic, so it's probably not going to do anything. But I believe Brutus still has my crossbow.
Okay. Well. Oh shit. So you natural 20, so that definitely hits and crits, and yeah, it actually does take damage. Weirdly,
Okay.
it doesn't take as much as it normally would. So 25 divided by 2 is what 12 is 12 and a half. So it takes 12 points of damage.
Yeah. And then I kind of peek around here. It's also got disadvantage on attack rolls against me.
Okay. It tends to not roll attack rolls, but
Yeah, I know.
and that would bring us to Zashi.
Okay, so I am going to this time bonus action cast magical weapon,
Okay.
and then I will move here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it stopped getting blurry as soon as.
Okay, so I've got advantage then.
Yeah. You
21
hit.
to hit. And as much as I don't want to, I will go ahead and smite.
Oh, somebody doesn't want to get fireballed again.
No. So that should
I would
be
like to not get fireballed again. Yes, please.
8 plus 4. And this is even the piercing from the rapier is magical now.
Yeah.
17 points of damage
Okay.
on the first one.
Okay. It's still up. It's looking pretty hurt, but it's still up.
Yes.
Okay. And the piercing is magical, so you don't have to worry about the resistance anymore. Do you want to smite, or do you want to just rely on your 2d8 plus whatever?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rely on the 2d8 for now.
Okay.
I'm burning through my spell slots very fast.
Welcome to being a paladin against undead. That's
16
enough.
Points. Yay! I made the
You
right
managed to
choice.
skewer the skull. You guys defeated your flame skulls.
Yay! I
was-
immediately take a seat and start healing. Wait, I need a break, guys. Hold on.
All of you get 250 experience points for that fight.
That was not fun.
So, is there anything else that we can see in the area while we're resting, or before we start resting?
It's. I mean, it's a chamber. There's a door. There's columns. It looks like actually there are 4 dead bodies in here too. Sorry, I forgot about that. That happened last time. There's bodies of 4. It looks like adventurers, tomb robbers that came in here.
Oh, where are they?
They're not on the map. One would be here. One would be here. One would be here, and one would be here.
Do you want us to roll to search the bodies or anything?
No, you get the sense that somebody else has picked them up clean of most stuff. Their armor is left. The one up here is wearing like studded leather armor. The one over here is wearing full plate, and then the other 2 are wearing like just cloth vestments.
Well, if nobody wants, I'll take the full plate. I'm also probably going to try to eat what I can out of each body,
Okay.
and then try to take anything that's shiny from anything, the skulls or anything else.
Are
They taste like they've been here for about a week, so it's not exactly fresh, but it's editable, I guess.
No,
they
I
are
offer them to
completely
anybody.
thoroughly cooked?
Yeah. Yeah, they are pretty charred at this point.
They're flash cooked.
You all are kind of a little bit cooked, especially Brutus. In fact, the smell
better
of
now.
like steak starts filling the air a little bit.
Grass-fed, free range.
You know what? Our whole party stinks every time a fireball goes off.
That's fair. There's a lot of fur and stuff in this party. Yeah, I'm sitting down and resting, and once I feel all rejuvenated.
Okay. What's everybody's perception scores?
Not good. Passive is 15.
Passive is 10.
Passive is 15.
12.
Okay, those of you with passes of 15, actually, at first you think it's Bill eating, but you hear the sound coming from beyond the door of something being gnawed on. You also hear kind of a weird, like, wispy voice. You really can't make out any words, but it definitely has a cadence to it to make you think somebody's talking.
I'll point at the door and say, someone's having a snack, and I think talking to themselves.
I will sneak over here and just listen at the door.
I won't move because I don't do the sneaking well.
Okay, what languages do you speak? Or you don't really
Draconic.
speak any language, but understand?
Yeah. I think Draconic, Orin.
If you speak,
Common.
if you understand Draconic, you actually understand. It's like, you all are useless. I can't believe you can't just make it past a little bit of acid. And responding back is like, I mean, we could jump, but every time we do that, one of us gets like dissolved in the middle of air. There seems to be an argument about moving deeper into the chamber. Like, I guess I will just do it myself. And then you hear that wispiness kind of.
Do they sound like they're right on the other side of the door?
They sound like they're pretty far away. And then, but yeah.
Is there anything? Do the doors, are they set up so you can bar them?
Yes, actually, are they barred? They are actually barred right now. No, they wouldn't be because they were past. Sorry, they're not barred, but it is set up so you can bar them.
From our side?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will pick up a little piece of armor off of one of the charred corpses and put it in the bar hooks,
Mm-hmm.
and then go back to taking my rest too.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Anyone
how
who's
long of a rest are we taking?
Well, I would assume if Brutus is resting in an hour, right?
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
I'll
it's been a
let the
half
rest-
hour or an hour.
you're trying to do a short rest, would be an hour.
Yeah.
If you're doing a long rest, then I need to know because that's going to change things.
We
Nah,
just did one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just did a long rest, so just a short one.
Okay.
Why is Bill rolling a d10?
For the short rest.
Oh, okay.
That was
I was
my.
attempting to roll.
Mm.
Is Storm helping us out?
Yeah. Storm will do the song of rest.
Oh wait, what does that add? I might not have needed all 3 of my dice.
Oh, that was lame. Oh,
Chris, the Song of Rest gives us how much?
A d6
Ron?
Per dice or per rest?
per person. If you're doing a short rest, if you're spinning.
Going to Vegas after.
Wow, you guys' rolls have been awesome.
Saving it for when it's important.
Ah, okay.
Terry, you could also take your second wind right before the short rest because you get it right back.
Oh, is it? I thought it was for a long rest.
No,
Short rest.
it's a short rest. Pretty much everything on Fighter is short rest, so.
That's what I did. So actually, with Song of Rest, I only need to use 1 of my hit die. Yes.
Yeah, you just hear skittering throughout the hour. There's a lot of shuffling of movement beyond the door, and actually, when the Song of Rest starts playing, you actually hear that movement stop. And for Whistler, you're like, there's somebody else, and then you actually hear some banging on the door when they realize that the door is locked.
I cackle like a skull.
At which point, the one of them you hear like, "Oh shit, there's another one." Oh fuck, I hate those things.
I love it.
And actually, when you say that, you also notice that there are like remains of other skulls, like here and
Scattered
here.
about. Do any of them have like cool gold teeth or something?
No.
Damn. You're the little girl.
Well, if everyone's rested, shall we continue? Prepping for whoever is on the other side of the door.
Yeah.
Actually, as soon as that they start banging on the door, anyone that's close to the door, so I guess Zashi and Whistler.
Well, actually, I'm not though because I was up there to bar it and then I came back.
Okay. Zashi, like this reeking scent of decayed corpse kind of wafts out of the door.
Are you guys undead, dragonborn, or something?
Why would be Dragonborn? They're actually responding back to you in Draconic. Why would we be Dragonborn? We're elves.
Okay, that answers that.
Do you want to have a conversation or fisticuffs?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you alive? You seem like you're alive. At which point we must kill you before we're able to.
Oh,
Ah,
no,
fuck! Another one.
Oh yeah, we're just all these talking skulls. Just a couple of us are a little more articulate.
Give me a deception check.
Oh God, no! Hey, Storm, you want to say all of that for me? You need to stop allowing me to talk. Oh my God!
Fuck it. It's not worth it. Fuck. Here, we'll just go through the portal. It's not worth it. We'll just go through the portal. If you guys, we'll leave. We're sorry. We'll leave. Just like.
Okay, bye.
Okay, are you gonna open the door for them?
Because they have
Yeah,
to
we
come
have-
through this portal.
Yeah, we
Portal's
blocked them
gone.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we open the door in such a way that like we step back and the door opens, blocking our bodies?
Yeah.
Zashi is going to
It's a
whisper
huge
to
fucking
Brutus, reminding Brutus that the turtle and our new dwarf friend are still
Oh
talking.
yeah, but we're just gonna let them in and then jump them. We're not actually gonna let them leave. We're just gonna jump them.
Okay.
Yeah, because Rack and Oben are still on the other side of the portal now
Okay.
alone.
So they move this way, and they're like, they are alive, but they're in charge of those flame skulls, and I'm not messing with those fucking things again.
Are
Anyone
they
who's
ghouls?
yeah, they're ghouls.
Can we?
I make an illusion of a flame skull.
They look terrified of these things.
The two outside can summon those as well. Let's not fuck with them.
Are you guys gonna jump them?
I thought that was the plan.
Yeah, that was the plan, but if they'll leave and I don't know, I don't want them to attack Oben and Rack on the other side is my fear. So if I think they're going to, I would. Should I
Give
do,
me
like,
an insight check.
Yeah.
They're
18?
ghouls. Like if they think they can win the fight, they'll fight. And
Do I think they can win the fight against Rack and Oben though?
Yeah,
3
I'm
versus
stabbing them
2,
first.
probably.
Yeah,
Okay,
I am
then yeah.
stabbing this
Yeah.
one.
I'll
Or-
gore the one in front of me.
17 to hit.
Okay, everybody that's making an attack, go ahead and roll all of your attacks, and because you get the surprise round, I'm pretty sure you're going to eliminate these guys in one turn.
Probably. Does 14 get?
Yep, 14 hits, and you have advantage because it's a surprise attack.
Oh. Just in case. Nope. But for 10 magic damage and follow up with scimitar.
I will go ahead and smite, so...
Just using all of those spell slots.
Yeah, I know. It's hurting my soul. 14 on the first one. And I'm not smiting on the second one.
I did a total of 24 to the second guy.
Okay,
And 9 on the second hit.
so a total of 23. 2 of them just collapse. The other one's like, I thought we had a deal. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender.
I already hit him before that
Okay.
because that was the whole point of Zashi hit him.
Okay.
So for 9 damage for that one.
Okay. It's still up. It's
All I've done is move right here and make my little minor illusion of the skull right there.
Do we want a
Run the
ghoul
door.
pet? Can we put a leash
He is
on it?
cowering.
Can I have a ghoul pet?
George's not
They're
here, so he's
sapient.
not
They
gonna-
wouldn't really be
I
pets.
know, and it talks. Talking bipedal pet.
At one point, it was an elf. Like, you can tell that.
Okay. Oh, well, I can communicate with it then in Elvish. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
I surrender. I surrender. Okay. Listen, we were just following our boss. He left us because we kept on getting dissolved when we tried to jump across the fucking bridge. And then he left us. So, like, I don't know what you want. Please
So
don't.
it's your boss.
We were just following our boss.
He's a disembodied spirit of one of the elven princes. He's, I don't know, that way.
Brutus isn't the one to be interrogating, so he's gonna just stay over here. Someone who's smart can talk to him.
How
He's-
long have you been in here?
I don't know, like 2 days. What's the date? I don't.
I will go ahead and say the date.
Oh yeah. I guess, man, it seemed longer than that. It's been about a day.
Okay, what does your boss want in here?
He keeps on talking about something about a dragon. I don't know.
What kind of dragon?
A big purpley one, as far as I know.
Big purpley dragon?
I don't know. It's a dragon. Boss said.
In here?
Boss said there's one down here, and that it would be, and if we could like kill it and make it into a ghoul dragon, then he could join the ranks of the other wraiths and have an awesome mount to go hunt other artifacts.
Okay.
Sound plan. How is he gonna turn the dragon?
It's easy. You like bite it before you kill it, and then it comes back and it looks like this. Only dragony, I assume. Be kind of useless if it just became a giant ghoul. Yes.
I'm just wondering if they give off a certain color. At least the one that's talking gives out of color.
There's purple, faint glow. Ghouls are not necessarily like. At some point, they were created magically for whatever purpose, but it's more of a disease at this point.
They're not inherently magic themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so what do we do with this guy?
Maybe he can show us through.
I keep on telling you, we make the jump, we suspend in midair and then slowly dissolve. Most of the time, screaming. It's pretty horrible.
Show us where.
Okay. He takes you all the way over here. Over here, he points across to the platform over here and says, "Yeah, we try to jump, and here, watch this." And he picks up a stone and he throws it, and it like stops midair here, and just you see a slight ripple for those of you with a perception of 15 or higher, and a slight ripple in the air, and then it slowly starts to dissolve.
Okay, Scott, could you double check my dark vision? Right now, I've only got a radius of 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I got it.
I'm like, I can't see what he's showing.
I just drag and hover my character in the area, and then I can see where he's pinging. Cheating.
And I'm gonna have to cast light.
Awesome.
So right here is where he's indicating. And where are you going to cast light there, Tucker? Or on yourself?
Yeah,
And light is 20 and 20?
20 and 20.
I was gonna say, wait, I don't think you have to because I forgot my horns inherently are light always, as long as I'm wearing them.
Oh, yeah, I need to do that too.
I have a beacon on my head.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't have you have two sources of light, one that you can see and one you can't see, so we'll just...
Okay.
So, yeah. Everyone can
Okay.
sort of see?
Yeah, you have to put it as 20 and 40.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, it puts them on top of each other.
Better?
Yeah.
No.
I have a backwards. Give me a second. It's 40 and 20, not 20.
Looks like it was working.
There we go. That's
Yeah.
better.
I always forget the first one is actually dim light. Anyways.
Yeah.
It's backwards than the way I want it to be. Yeah, so right over here is where he's indicating, where you see the rock kind of suspended in midair and starting to just dissolve.
Hey, Bill, do you
I look
see
at
any...
it and then I push him.
You push him into the acid. Okay, yeah, he dies screaming.
Whew. Well, I mean, at least I didn't have to make a decision. I'll take it.
Bill, do you see anything around here that would indicate a magic source that would be causing that weird?
Actually, yeah, Bill, and technically, actually, same thing with no, because detect magic would have faded by now because he took a short rest. Bill, yeah, there is an outline. It looks like a cube of transmutation energy, like straight up a cube.
I see a box. That's what you mean.
It takes up this entire platform. It's about 10 feet tall, 10 feet wide, and it is straight up just a cube.
Anyone got some fire source to throw at said cube?
I still have your Molotov.
Sure, I got one of those too. Let's try that.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Because the last time we did this, it went really, really bad.
Yeah.
Do we want to explore a different avenue before
Nope.
we make it an invisible box of fire?
Oh no, I want to see the invisible box of fire. Zashi
Okay.
lights one of the Molotov cocktails and chucks it at the cube. At the.
Go ahead and roll. Give me an attack roll. They have an AC of 5, so, you know.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Okay.
Look at it.
So do I use Dex or Strength for this?
Strength.
Okay. Da-da-da-da.
Is it in Fuego?
Where are you? Proficiency is +3, so it's going to be a sad little +2.
It still hits because AC of 5. So, it goes, but then you realize, it's primarily liquid in there and fluid, so it kind of goes. So the Molotov doesn't even shatter, and then the fire goes out. It goes blunk.
Damn it! Should have aimed at the platform beneath it, maybe.
But it's inside the cube.
Yeah.
Make it go boom.
Press digitation to make it go boom.
Okay. Because of just how this was purely a trap, and it's just gonna take a while to do the damage. We'll say we'll say that does a lot more damage than you were expecting, and chunks of gelatinous cube fly everywhere as it explodes from the inside out.
Ew.
Yes, success.
Good job. High five, Zashi. So
All right.
before someone jumps, though, we should take a collection. Okay. What was I say? We should take a collection of rocks to throw ahead in case there's another one.
Okay. Then that was Bill.
But I guess
So
Bill's
Bill, you
next.
usually make it over there. Yeah, it seems fine.
I was just looking at there's something to eat. That's the only reason I came over here.
Actually, yeah, I mean, it's mainly bones, but all the crap that was in the gelatinous cube just kind of is like scattered around on the ground. So, you see, like, even the gelatinous cube didn't seem to appreciate ghoul meat very much, and so there's scattered remains of like 5 different ghouls. Apparently, they tested multiple times on this incident.
Yeah, I'll eat what I can and then pocket anything that's shiny.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, I will go ahead and
You
pick up
get
some rocks.
in terms of coins, you actually managed to make about 15 gold in scattered silver and copper. Like, it's a lot, but
Bill, you gonna move over so the rest of us can continue on?
When I'm done eating,
What can we see? What these are? These like brassiers or buttons?
what over here? These
little-
are the snake things that people were that the guy was talking about. I just don't have a
Hey,
good
guys.
the ghoul was talking about. Only there doesn't seem to be any like.
You mean what Oben was talking about?
Yeah, sorry, I'm blanking on who told you what. Yeah, but what Oben was talking about, there seems to be. Also, on top of this one is a weird shimmering form. But yeah.
I think those are the things that are gonna spit energy balls at us. Might want to do the rock thing, unless you do want to test with your whole body. Up to you, Bill.
Sure, I'll go ahead and chuck one at this one that seems to have that glimmering form on top of it.
It. Go ahead and give me an attack roll. Are you proficient in rock?
I don't believe so.
Ding, 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 ding. Bounces off of it.
Okay.
So
That's the next platform.
they're like snakes, right? Like
Yeah, like cobra headed, and then they're over like a brazier that just seems to be like a crystal in it.
I'm gonna pick one of their noses with Mage Hand.
A weird black tongue flicks out and then it makes an attack roll against you, I guess. I don't like that very much. I'm pretty sure a 6 misses. A bolt of like force energy comes flying out of it and just sails over your head.
Okay, but they look alive as opposed to like just like statues of snakes.
When you did that, yeah. It moved for a bit and then went back to being a statue.
Right. I'll go ahead and check and toss a rock over here to see if there's anything dangerous.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack roll. Okay, as soon as you do that, as soon as it passes like right here, this one shoots an energy and clips the. Oh, actually, I have to roll an attack roll. Yeah, it clips the rock in midair and flings the rock about 10 feet this way, where the rock hits the acid and disappears in the acid.
I think we're going to have to destroy that one before we can continue. Anybody got long range stuff? Because I really don't.
I've got a couple of javelins. Oh, I hand Whistler back his crossbow.
Okay. Bing.
Against the against one of the statues.
To destroy, yeah.
You go ahead and roll an attack.
Oh.
Well, he's attacking. I'm not worried about the color, but does it give?
So you hit, but like you get the sense you're gonna have to do more than 6 damage in order to really harm it at all.
I look at Brutus and shrug.
Javelins are strength, right?
Yep.
I don't think I've actually used one yet. I'll just go. All right, I'll heft my javelin.
Okay.
And yes. Oh, so it wouldn't be. Sorry.
You make an
I don't
attack
have my-
roll, and then it'll be, I think it's 1d6 plus your strength modifier for your javelin.
Yes. I'm trying to determine. I am not. I don't think proficient.
You are proficient.
I am proficient in javelin.
Yeah, they're a simple weapon. You're proficient.
Awesome. Yay! I get a +8 then.
You do hit. I mean, it's a.
Well, at least there's that.
So
Or-
question.
Yep.
Okay, when it turns snake-like and fires at us,
Mhm.
does it still look stone? I mean, is it like a gargoyle, or it's like moving stone, or is it like does it momentarily like become flesh and then turn back to stone?
It's like a gargoyle. It just moves. As far as you can tell from this distance, like beyond that, you're not entirely sure. The javelin also bounces off and ends up in the acid.
Sad.
Bill? Terry, you look like you wanted to say something earlier.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was just trying to think of something else as well.
Okay.
I was just wondering if they give off a glow. Doesn't really matter.
Yes, actually, sorry. They glow up. They glow that red color from evocation magic. Specifically, actually, the snakes do not. The crystals do.
Okay. I'll point that out to people. You guys might want to go after the crystals instead of the snakes.
Are the crystals like the snake's eyes or somewhere else?
No, it's like so. The snake is over top of a brazier, and the crystal is in the brazier. The crystals make kind of a look like they'd be fire if they like it was like it's an artistic thing, I guess.
Okay. Well,
I don't really have anything for distance and also good aim, so
I'll
I'm
try
gonna.
to shoot the crystal with my crossbow.
Okay.
See what happens. 6. God
But
damn
you
it.
miss with a natural one and sails wide. Tucker, you said you were
I'm gonna
gonna.
use Mage Hand to cup, and I'm gonna go down and cup some of the acid,
Mm-hmm.
and then bring it up, and then basically dump it on the crystal.
Which one are you doing this to?
The one that Zashi said we had to destroy.
Okay. It dissolves the crystal.
Seeing that, I use Mage Hand to do it to this one right here.
yeah.
Might as well start getting rid of them now.
Yeah. Good idea.
all
I do
right.
not want to be pushed off into the acid.
So if I toss a stone over here now, does it seem to be safe?
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, I am going to try to do a running jump to get here, unless someone has like planks or something.
What's your strength score?
It's 8.
Oh, you make it. Well, no, because how are you going to make a running jump from here? You need to have at least 10 feet of movement to make a running jump. Wait, unless you have the athletics
Is there
feet.
anything over here, or is it just flat?
It's just flat.
Okay, well then I'm not making a running jump because I've only got 5 feet of movement that I can do, right?
Mm-hmm. Now you could try to do a standing jump, but that only gives you 8 feet. I'm going to need an athletics roll in order for you to make it.
Yeah.
So, I get an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Since I'm over 5 feet. If I start planking and having my feet on this platform, she uses me. She'll have her 10 feet.
Yeah, she
I
could
was
do that.
actually just gonna say we're both over 5 feet. If we both planked and like hooked arms and laid out,
Yeah.
we could just
I'll
make a
hold the weight.
bridge.
Yeah,
And then
make sure she has a rope before she goes over. But yeah,
Sure. It's. I need somebody to make the jump first, but Brutus, you have plenty of strength to make the jump without
I'll
issues.
do it then. I'll jump. So
And
that
then
I'm
you
on
can
the
make
other
a
side.
standing jump, and then Bill, and we'll do this so that you time each other, and you kind of are holding each other up.
The world's most intense trust fall is what we're doing right now, Bill.
Yeah. I will
Alright,
hand.
I want a picture of this, Shayna.
Okay, further bridging. Further bridge.
I will hand one side of a line of rope to Storm and then walk across and hold the other side so that people have some sort of tether.
Bill
no.
and Brutus both get. You guys get DM's inspiration, so pocket that. You get free you get advantage on a roll because
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give the rope to Whistler as I use the rope just to walk across.
I make a new Mage Hand, one that's not covered in acid, and I use it to pick Brutus's nose.
To do what?
pick Brutus's nose.
Hey. I do that. I can't do it, but that's snorting.
And I'm assuming you're gonna do the same thing for the next jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll scoot. Storm.
Storm is just like
Move
trying
your
to stay
little
out of the way in a corner,
It's
just hold on to the whatever he can, like a cat would.
Well, I'll throw a rock first, but yeah. If
Okay.
nothing happens when I throw the rock.
So when you throw a rock, this one way over here activates.
I'll look at Storm like, hey.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you.
how far is it?
It's within the 30 feet.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
I can hold you by the scruff out a
Yeah,
little bit.
just hold me.
Give you an extra 5 feet. Okay. And
Oh, man.
jumpies. Bill.
Okay. So you guys continue on. By the way, you notice for those of you with 15 that shimmering is moving and seems to be like keeping its distance, but seems to be following you guys.
Anybody think that that's the Elven Prince spirit dude?
Probably.
Where is it at?
What is?
Yeah, where's their shimmering?
Did you see that pulse?
No.
Nope.
What about now?
Yeah,
See it
that's not
right
that
over
time.
here.
All right. Make a mental note to keep an eye out for wherever that shimmering continues to follow us. But walk across my companions. That sounds so weird to say.
Just stop.
And then once we are all over, we'll continue down, kind of like gently chucking rocks in front of me as we go.
Okay, so nothing seems to activate.
Just
The
maybe.
shimmering still is still following you guys, but is maintaining a certain distance from you.
Okay.
So it's a little hard to tell on this map, but this is a 15-foot jump. So you do have the ability to make the running jump this time, but it's 15 feet away.
With the running jump, how does that work with the strength score?
It's 3 times your strength score.
So that would only be 24.
Scott, are you sure that's right? I'm pretty sure running jump is your strength score, and standing jump is half your strength score.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because otherwise your average person could jump 30 feet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Let me double check.
And then standing jump is a third.
Well, so yeah, your
Like
vertical
going
distance
vertical.
is a third. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's a half and your strength score.
Okay, let me double check. Give me a second. Oh, yeah, you're right. We'll go in order to make this not impossible for you guys. We'll say standing jump is your strength score, and running jump is 2 times your strength score.
Okay. Brutus, do you think you could make this jump?
I think so, because my strength bonus is 5. So I can make that, right? 20 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Run, or I'll throw a rock first. I throw a rock right there.
Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, it was across
Okay.
the thing.
Run, jump.
Okay. You make it across.
All right.
Do I
think
see anything before my companions join?
You should just see a. Let me check the dynamic lighting so I know what's going on. There should be a. Yeah. Okay. There's a door right here.
Okay.
And as Zashi's standing there, she thinks there's Whistler, could you do that floating disky thing?
Where are you asking him to do that?
Here. Try to float us across, those of us that aren't as strong as Brutus.
So how much of a drop is there before the acid, though?
About 10 feet.
So it doesn't hover.
Oh.
He will totally do it because you told him to do it, but when he does it, it's gonna sit above the acid, right above there.
Okay. So that's not going to work either then.
How far is it? I might be able to reach down and pull people up, or I have a rope.
It's 10 feet, and so like if you were.
Could you put the disc here?
If you put the disc here and then Brutus leaned down, he could easily just pull people up because it's only 10 feet, and most of you guys are at least. Well, Actually, so the problem is Whistler. Whistler's kind of short.
If you jump, Whistler, I can.
Well, how much? That's only a. What is that jump?
So the total jump is 15 feet across. If with Tensor's disc, Tensor would be 10 feet below Brutus right here. Like,
Well, so yeah, the other problem that's going to happen is Tensor's disc is going to appear where I'm at. Then it's going to follow 30 feet behind me. So I can't get Tensor's disc to there until I'm already there.
That's fine.
This wall right here, is there anything on it that I could attach a rope to?
no, it's pretty flat stone.
Tucker,
Yeah, go ahead, Terry.
what if you phase the opposite direction and cast it?
Yeah, does behind count in that way?
Right. Well, it doesn't appear 30 feet behind me.
It
It
appears.
appears where I'm at, and then once I get 30 feet away, it starts following me.
Could
But
you run
What
and
about if I just run and jump, and cast Featherfall on myself?
Yeah, I would like
I
that.
can reach out and make sure I'm ready to grab you in case it looks like you miss.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check, Tucker. I just want to see how well you do this. You're going to make it, but I want to make sure that I want to figure out how. Yeah, it's fine. You don't like.
So did I have to cast Featherfall, or was I able to jump and get caught?
No, with that roll, you needed to cast Featherfall.
Okay. So yeah. So I'm using a first level spell to cast Featherfall. Oh, cool.
Okay.
So and then you do the Tensor's disc thing.
Yeah, and then I'll do the Tensor's disc thing.
Okay. So anyone who's going to make the jump to Tensor's disc, I need acrobatics checks to make sure you don't take falling damage because you are dropping 10 feet and then hopping up. Okay, Sashi, you're fine. You managed to like roll. Bill, you're fine.
Acrobatics.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's fine. No one takes damage from all that.
Oh.
Between Tensor's disc kind of like boom, and absorbing some of the impact of your fall and just your own dodge roll. So now you're up here, and as I said, there is a door right here.
So
And
I do
that
wanna point out
shimmering-
where to do this.
So because you guys have already figured out what it is, and I don't want to be messing around with it, we're gonna put it on the token layer. Switching back and forth. The shimmering is still kind of away from you guys.
Okay. Don't trust that thing. So you were saying, Tucker?
Oh, I was just going to point out, because of the size of this, I still wouldn't have been able to do 30 feet. So what we would have had to do is Brutus would have had to like hold my ankles while I cast it over the side.
I love that though.
I love that too. That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
You guys have avoided a lot of like terrible crap at this, but your ways of avoiding it have delighted me. So
Yay.
Teamwork.
I have a request for our Canopy Corp. At some point, we need to come up with a protein powder. Or like a pre-workout or something. Brutus needs to stay full. He's gotten a good workout so far. At least he and Bill are.
Yeah. Bill, do you see anything weird about this door?
no, but so again, those with perception scores higher 13 or higher this time, you hear chanting coming from the room from the chamber beyond.
I'll point. And more people behind there. I hear chanting.
So
I
we got
just
a weird-
mimic the chanting so everyone can hear it.
Ooh, good idea.
So we got a ghost following us. Now a weird chanting. And all right, let's take a look.
I'm super unsettled by the ghost, mainly because I didn't notice its little token until just now. It really actually snuck up on me.
No,
I'm focused on planking.
All right. Taking a peek. What is this?
what is what? Sorry, I need to
I don't
zoom
know.
out.
It's a weird, like, blobby shape at the very edge of what I can see.
It's a weird blobby shape at the very edge of what you can see.
All right.
in
It
the
looks like a
distance.
roiling pit of souls.
What? Ooh.
I am going to go ahead and tell the people who are on the other side of the door. There's a weird rolling pit of souls.
And the
Awesome.
chanting, by the way, comes from, it's beyond your sight, I'm sure, but up here to the north of you.
Are we able to see this over here, or is that in another room just showing up with the lighting?
What? Ping it?
Peace.
Like where this big statue is?
Oh, no, that's actually lighting. The wall beyond is lit.
Okay.
I
But we can
request
see
you.
it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can see it.
I request you adjust that lighting. It looks like boobs.
Well, now that you've said it.
Let me see if I can.
Up here. Yeah, there's boobs up here. That's not what I was
It's
talking
a
about.
boobas, or it's a butt. Would it make you feel better if it was a butt?
On my screen, it does not look like that, but give me a second.
Yeah, it's just a really harsh lighting line 10 feet around the balls or crystals.
Particularly luminous hair.
Could be balls.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be.
But-
boobs.
I'm not. You guys are just gonna have to giggle. I'm not gonna adjust it because I can't. So
Okay. I was wondering, there's a diagonal line on my screen here, and I'm wondering if it's part of the map or if it's just a lighting thing. There's a diagonal line I see from this point to this point right in front of us.
Oh, okay. So sorry, I should have explained this. It's there should be a shadow there in order to make it intentional. You guys are still actually above the floor. The floor drops down another 5 feet. Anywhere that line designates like a border,
Oh, okay. I'm
like
glad
a little bit of a drop.
Is it just like a step?
No, it's a drop. It's about 5 feet. You're not going to take damage, but it's not.
But it's a deliberate drop. Okay.
You get
Well,
the sense
before we
that
jump
that door was kind of like an escape hatch. Like it's not.
Yeah. Look at us all lining up to get shot. Oh my
And
God,
actually,
look,
I'm
this-
going to, because it makes sense that this thing would emit light, and I don't know why it's not. Let me go ahead and there. Okay.
Oh, it's so cute.
So cute. Kill me. I love that. Oh, it's so cute. What's this over here? Is this another light?
What? Ping? Yeah, that's another light.
Okay. It's not emanating light though.
Okay.
Is it supposed to be?
It's supposed to be.
I'm sorry. I'm assuming this is the same fixture that gave us the boobs earlier because it's two and they're equidistant. And the same way.
Disappeared.
Yes.
The boobs disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get new ones. Don't worry.
Well, no.
Ooh, that just looks cool, actually. Okay. Anyway, no more fussing with the lighting.
Oh,
Yeah.
there they are.
There they go.
Okay.
Oh, we're mature adults. Okay, do we see
Yeah, what is-
anything else?
You still hear chanting coming off from this direction. But if you don't see anything, then you don't see anything because it's beyond your visual range.
Which direction?
So
I
give
need
us
to
the
change my ping because
non-cute
apparently I'm at black.
description of whatever that is.
Oh, so it is a roiling pool of, and so for Bill, you see it as just purple, like huge amounts of purple. The rest of you, there is a slight purple glow to it, and it's just these like weird faces emanating from this black pool, and like silent screams coming out of them, and then they recede back into it.
Okay, I'm going to point this out.
And it's
before
about
we get into
15
combat.
I'm sorry.
No, sorry. Go. Please continue. Before
It's
I'll say my
it takes up a 15 by 15 foot square. It's actually a circle pool, but
Okay, so there looks to me like there might be ghosty things doing the chanting over here.
Okay, thank you.
Just for people's situational awareness before we start.
Can you ping that again, Becca? Because I can't.
Yeah.
I missed the ping. Okay, up there. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
you guys are all gonna ping again.
No,
That's our job.
I didn't get a ping, so
you
I got a
don't
ping.
know us.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know.
So yeah, that's what you guys see. No one seems to be making any kind of attack. The chanting is getting louder, and as the chanting gets louder, the pool starts writhing and boiling more.
All right, so I would like to try to get to the chanters
Yeah.
I'll hop down.
I was gonna say before you hop down, I try to stop you if I can. Does anyone know what they're saying before we move?
Yeah, do we recognize the language?
It's Draconic again. So those of you who can speak Draconic, it's a hymn. It says, "Oh, great Lord of nightmares and destruction, please present your champion to us so that we may once again roam and spread your gospel." And it just keeps on repeating that.
Oh, pleasant.
I just walk up behind Brutus and kind of push him forward.
Okay, God, stop. Just so
I'm
pushy.
starting to see the enemies. All the enemies are so adorable.
I know. They're so cute.
I guess before I.
So those of you can see it, you see two figures that they're actually in like cowls. They and they're emanating this like, and again for Bill, they emanate this like weird aura of necromantic energy around 10 feet around them, and then they also both have like skull crows like as familiars on their shoulders.
All right. So before I attack, I will go ahead and call out Draconic as to asking them who their lord is and what are they trying to summon.
We are summoning. Well, actually, no, they don't respond. They're just chanting. At which point, they do kind of turn towards you, and their crows fly off their shoulders. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. One goes here. The other one goes probably about here. My computer just like decided that it wanted to spool up. I don't know what was going on.
Okay.
But yeah.
Is the crow threatening?
It's within 5 feet of you. It's that undead crow. You're pretty sure you could squish it with one hand if you wanted to. I don't know how threatening you find a skeletal crow.
I don't. They're adorable.
It depends on.
Look at how cute they are. What's threatening about that?
Are we gonna fight these things or are we not?
Look at their little faces.
Still unsure about what their modus operandi is, basically. So
Summoning big.
What does that mean?
don't know what they're up to, other than that they seem to be having some sort of effect on the screaming mass of souls.
Well,
So
if no one's gonna do anything, I'm going for. Actually, wait. Whistler said champion, right?
But in Draconic, so just
So
like
I don't know
they
what he said.
chanted. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I guess I'm just gonna continue moving forward then.
Now that I'm closer, what is this thing look
Now
like?
I need you to make a con save, but and as you get closer, actually the two crows fly off and will make attack rolls against you. And now I need initiative checks from everybody.
Okay.
Actually, only one of them will make an attack roll. One of the Bodax stops singing and will make it.
Oh, Dak. Okay. I'm pretty sure I failed my con save, by the way.
Okay. It is a magical effect, the concept.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That
However,
is
you do get hit by the inflict wounds from the crow. So you take 24 points of necrotic damage. And then another, because you still failed your con save, you take another 5 points of necrotic damage for entering the Bodax aura.
I am going to scream out, these things are nasty and ugly, and they hurt just getting close to them, and I want to stab it in the face. But I rolled a 13 on my initiative.
Yeah, okay.
What is the Bodak? The hooded figures or this thing?
The hooded figures.
Yeah,
Okay.
these guys.
Yeah. Okay, who has higher than an 18?
Higher than an 18, what?
Initiative.
Oh, God, no. I don't think anybody. Yeah, we all, I think we'll.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
this
we all
Bodak
have
will
to.
continue to chant. Okay, so that puts. Okay, so that's 1. He does move back here. And then does anybody have higher than a 15?
Mm-mm. I think our highest is 13, right, for Zashi?
Okay, so this Bodak won't continue to chant. Okay, I need Zashi. Please make a Constitution saving throw. This is a magical effect.
All right.
As it removes its hood and you can see its horrifying visage. You are not frightened though, so that's its turn.
Oh, good.
Now, who is the highest initiative?
I
After
believe
15.
Zashi does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So decisions. I want to kill these quick. Magical weapon? Probably. Yep, I'm gonna have to use magical weapon, and then I will attack. Because unfortunately, magical weapon only lasts an hour, so.
Mm-hmm. 12 does not hit.
All right, second attack. 15.
15 does.
I will smite.
Okay, it is undead.
Great. $19 points of damage.
Okay, you stab it through radiant energy, pulses through. It screams. Actually, let me see something. Sorry. Damage resistance, vulnerability. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. That's weird. Why would it be? Okay, there's something wrong with the with the monster sheet. It says it's vulnerable to charm, frighten, and poison. I'm pretty sure it's immune to frighten and poison.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. Okay. It screams and. Okay. It also looked like it recoils as the radiant energy takes hold of it. It looks like it does not like that very much. It didn't look like it did more damage, but it now looks terrified of Hisashi.
Yay!
Good.
Who's next?
I think Whistler? Yeah, with 12 Whistler.
Okay. So were there weren't 2 over here. There's one somewhere back here, right?
Yeah, there's one backed up. You can still hear its chanting.
Okay. So Whistler is going to move this way. And this stuff is coming up from the pole, like it's rising up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Whistler's going to move this way. Try to angle it. It's hard for me to see, but he's going to try to angle it. And he's going to he's going to come over here.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's going to take out a crystal rod.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to in a growl just like the water dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to send a lightning bolt. I mean, 100 feet of lightning in a 5-foot arc. I'm going to try to hit. I think I can hit this guy, and this guy. The main thing, this guy and this guy and this guy, if I angle it right.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
So the crow will disintegrate. It doesn't matter what it makes it safe on a roll. Yeah. So 86 points of lightning. What's it save? Has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, and damage resistance is not resistant to lightning. Okay, cool. Dexterous. is, weirdly. I'm pretty sure it fails, though. It's check.
Yeah.
And with that,
Fail.
it disintegrates in lightning damage. This thing automatically fails its check. You see lightning cackle across the surface of this pool, and it seems to take damage. The souls roil a little bit more, but it's
Okay. Cool.
and who's next?
Storm.
Okay.
All right, the one that's still chanting, I'm going to hit it with Dissonant Whispers.
Okay. Wow, not a great wisdom save.
It's a fail.
It hasn't rolled yet.
Oh,
15?
that just makes it.
Okay.
So it takes half.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. So 6 points of damage. Okay. It seems like it took the damage. It doesn't seem like it stopped chanting, though. Next.
And Brutus.
Okay.
So I think I'm just short and I need to use my action to dash to him.
Okay.
I'm assuming with climbing up to in particular. So
Yep.
I'll do that. And action surge so I can still attack
Mhm.
and bonus attack if this. Aw.
12 misses.
Okay. Then scimitar.
18 hits.
Okay. So this is not magic damage then, but oops, that's not what I wanted. Nor that. For 8.
Okay. It doesn't seem to hurt nearly as much as you were hoping for it to.
Yeah. That's it then.
Okay. And then Bill.
Is Brutus okay? He walked right up to that thing.
Oh yeah. Brutus, you also take 5 points of necrotic damage.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, oh, maybe this one's different and doesn't do it.
Nope.
Damn.
Yeah, so Bill will just move.
She.
Yeah, Bill will just move closer,
Okay.
and then using commanding strike, so that Brutus gets attack again.
Okay.
That'll be it.
Okay, go ahead and roll another attack, Brutus.
Is it the scimitar?
It's
again?
whatever you want. You're using your reaction to do it, but it's whatever
Oh,
one you
okay.
want.
Well then.
Well, you definitely crit, and you add an additional 2d8 because of commanding strike.
Okay. So
And this is with your
adding
horns, so it's
2d8
magical.
Yes. So it's actually then going to be 4d8 and 2d4 plus 5. Still.
So it kind of chuckles at you as your scimitar bit into its shoulder, and it just didn't phase. And then as soon as you headbutt it, it stops laughing and
It will stop chanting.
and it stops chanting.
Jay would be proud.
And that brings it to its turn. Let's see what it can actually do in melee.
Nothing. It's actually a pacifist.
No.
Damn. Worth a shot.
Let's see. It will go ahead and use its withering gaze, so it also removes its hood. I need you to, let's see. Actually, I need you to make a con save. It's gonna use its death gaze against you, so it removes its hood and just go away.
Constitution?
Yep.
Oops, that's not a number. That's a number. 19?
You've seen scarier.
I see scarier over there in that cute little puddle of souls.
And that's its turn. So Zashi.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, I should be able to get here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to go ahead and stab it with advantage, I believe.
Yep. That hits.
Okay, and dealing 8 points of magical damage on the first one.
Okay.
25 to hit,
25 hits.
and 10 more points of magical damage on the second one.
It disintegrates in goo. I actually forgot 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You do notice that shimmering, by the way, is getting closer to the pool.
Ooh.
I don't think that's good, guys.
Yep, definitely point that out to everybody.
Probably a problem.
So after that would have been Whistler is now, and Whistler, you would have seen the shimmering getting closer to the pool.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's me?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay, so I will move. I'm going to move to here. I want to use my bonus action to investigate and see if I can tell what this thing is trying to do with this thing.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Because I can do that as I'm an investigator. So I get bonus action investigate abilities. But I rolled a 1.
Yeah,
so,
you rolled a natural one, so I don't know. It's
still a 10, but
it's trying to rinse itself in the soul pool.
okay.
It's a hot tub.
So I will cast Fire Breath on myself and well, actually, no, I won't. I don't think I'll do that. Hold on. Sorry, let me check something really fast. Because there might be a problem with that if I do that. Oh, no, there is a problem if I do that. Yeah, so I will instead... I don't want it messing with that pool. I'm going to cast Levitate on the ghost.
That's a what save?
Constitution.
Okay.
Please. This ghost just, what the fuck? Can we have a ghost pinata?
Apparently, yes. We now have levitate. Levitate is
Okay.
what restrained.
No, I just can move it 20 feet up in the air.
Okay, you move it 20 feet up in the air.
Yeah, I'm just slowing it down and harassing it.
Okay.
Hey, what's happening?
And that would bring us then to, is it Storm or Brutus?
Storm. But I think it's Zashi, actually. It should be.
No, Zashi already went.
So yeah. Storm.
Yeah, Storm and then Bill and then, yeah, okay.
No, Storm and then me and then Bill.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Got it. Don't even know what to do to this thing.
Oh, it can just fly down. I really didn't do anything to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just like the initial image of it moving higher than it wants to. Like, wait.
Yeah. It actually is a little confused.
What's happening?
I'm going to
Whisper.
use phantasmal force on this guy right here.
What are you going to create and what are you trying to do to it?
I'm trying to make it where it can't really, see this thing, so it doesn't know where it is. So
okay, so you're basically trying to make it. Okay, I got you.
I think that this is something else.
Okay, I'll have it do its intelligence check on its beginning of its turn. Is that it?
Yeah.
Brutus.
Well, I can't reach the ghost. I'll run over here as I'm running. I'll stop on the way. Not stop, but as I'm running, like, so do we want to hit this thing? And talking about the big soul goo. Basically, I'm gonna go hit it if no one tells me not to.
No, Zashi will call out, yeah, go ahead and hit it. Those icky things were doing something to it.
Okay, I stop right behind it and I headbutt it.
Okay.
This isn't gonna go well. There's gonna be a problem.
20 hits an inanimate object, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not the hitting it; it's the consequences of hitting it that I'm afraid of.
Okay.
But so I'll do that and follow up with
Hold on.
the scimitar. Okay, so that was 11 magic, and now
So when you hit it the first time, you take 5 points of necrotic damage.
ow. Well, I'm already here. So and I hit it with the second for the scimitar. I already rolled it, so that's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
And then for 15 with the scimitar.
Oh, nice. That seems to crack the frame around it. It looks like it's going to, like, a few more nice hits, and it'll probably shatter. You take 3 more points of necrotic
Oh,
damage.
3 more. Okay. Okay. That's it for my turn.
Okay, Bill.
Now that we actually see the ghost a lot better, is there anything that is glowing or anything special that's coming off it?
It's just kind of like a cloak and cowl. You can see it looks like the faint band of like a crown underneath it. Otherwise, it's a wraith. It's not.
Okay. And was there any kind of splash from the pool area when Brutus was attacking it? Or
It's just kind of like there was especially to you. You just saw a burst of like necrotic energy like pulse out into Brutus each time he hit it.
Okay. I think I don't know if we have do anything with one on attack stuff. So I mean, I can move closer to it. Can I reach out and try to touch it?
Sure, make a Constitution saving throw as you do. Are you trying to touch the pool, or are you trying to approach the enclosure of the pool? Is it like, are you touching the soul stuff, or are you touching the enclosure around?
Well, the enclosure, because the whole point is, I think, is the stuff that was hurting him. So trying to figure out if it does anything.
Okay, touching the enclosure around doesn't seem to do anything. The pool kind of like starts moving towards your arm, but like, I mean, you can tell, you get the sense touching this stuff is probably not a good idea. Like the actual stuff inside the enclosure.
Right, but I don't. If I hit the pool, it's just going to spill, right? Because it's just encasing it.
You don't really know. It looks like the enclosure is some type of, I would say, prison for this stuff. You don't know what's going to happen. As much as I'm describing it as a liquid, it's probably not actually. Yeah.
Well, the whole one is, if we think it's a prison, do we think we want to release it though? But if I guess I saw Brutus do it, so I'm probably going to hit it myself.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack. Definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Yeah. With Brutus's damage and Bill, the pool, the prison shatters. Blinding flash of light comes. It's like that scene from Ghostbusters when the guy shuts off and just souls spinning everywhere and just column of light spilling out of the temple. The ghost kind of looks crestfallen and then just kind of moves away, though.
Does it say anything?
No.
So do we realize what evil we released upon the world?
Nope. I mean, like, there's shattered chunks of this prison everywhere. So.
Okay, I'll take a small piece of it then.
Okay.
I'm gonna raise that ghost up 20 feet again just to piss him off.
It looks at you. Get the sense it's looking at you with abject hate right now. But
Not
it's
in
smart
you.
enough to know it can't really fight all 5 of you by itself.
So are we on
Becca,
initiative?
you're muted.
Dang it. Zashi will call out in Draconic and ask what it wanted with the trap soul thingy.
It could have made me a new body.
You know, had you said that to begin with, maybe we could have negotiated. No one wants to talk to us. I don't get it.
Now I'm gonna have to just possess the dragon, and then it actually starts moving through walls.
Why wouldn't you want a dragon in the first place?
Well,
Which
that's the poor
which
dragon.
way does it go?
It goes. Sorry, it's moving this way.
Oh,
Oh,
same way Zashi was going. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
It looks like there's an opening right here.
Yeah, that's
There
right.
is it, but it doesn't have to deal with things with stupid pedestrian things like doors.
Like us plebs.
Let's take a look at this door.
I'm gonna stand back from the door because there's a lot of us clustered around. I learned.
Yeah,
my
make a
lesson.
dex. No, it's not trapped.
Storm books it to the other side of the map as soon as I say that.
All right.
Door's not here.
Beyond is a large angelic statue, and then in the corners are painted are some type of weird circular sigils of this room.
Oh, all right. Looking at the angelic statue, does it look familiar at all?
Give me a history check. And by the way, there's also there's doors in the center of each of the walls as well.
Nope.
And then the ghost flies through the door on the far side.
Once I get through, I'll make a history roll as well.
Yeah, I'm going to try to follow the ghosty.
Yeah, okay.
Try to avoid the sigils.
That door is locked. As soon as you try to go through it, it is very much locked.
All right. Does anyone have like lockpicks, or can someone break this thing?
I'm busy being a historian, apparently.
Jeez, Brutus. Wow, my computer is not liking this map for some reason. Okay, the Brutus, this is weird, but you've heard Daco talk about this person before. This is sorry. This would be I'm blanking on his name. He's the first founder of the Elven Empire 6,000 years ago.
Okay. I relay that information.
Cool. So that not the one that Storm picked the staff up for, right?
Bill, from this angle. Also, Terry, do you have something?
Yeah, so I was going to say before we left the room, I was going to try to see if there's any liquid I was going to try to eat in.
There's some water, but it doesn't really. Make a note of that. We'll deal with that next time you take a long rest. But as you enter this room with your keen eyesight, you notice this circle is glowing with purple energy. This circle is glowing with red energy, yellow, and orange.
Did I let everybody know?
I'm just investigating the sigils that make up the circles.
Do you speak Draconic?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get to that in just a second. Give me a second.
Do those symbols mean anything to anybody?
We'll find out in a minute.
Soon as Scott tells us.
Well, no, I'm saying because with the colors wise, if it rings a bell. Like you see a symbol, you see the color and the symbol. If that makes sense to you guys, because I know I just know colors, and now because of Whistler, I know spells wise or pictures. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen these before yet in the game, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So the sigils, they're. It looks like you recognize it as like basically a lock spell or a keyed spell. It seems like just judging from kind of the layout, this seems like basically the control room for the rest of the prison complex. And that the circles themselves are designed to absorb magical energy.
All right.
So like cast a spell of the right type in it will initiate it?
I mean, that's one guess, sure.
I mean, I'll try that because I think it's gonna actually suck the spell away. But you said which one did you say was red? Because that's evocation, right?
Yeah, this one.
Okay, I will cast light on just a pebble or something. So
Okay.
it's not on me; it's now on that, and I'll toss it at that circle.
Okay.
Ooh.
The circle lines start appearing, red lines appear, and the circle glows with with a red light.
So Terry wants to ask, but not Bill, if that statue do we know it from anywhere?
There's the no, not really. Shayna has already identified the statue. However, well, Terry would recognize the figure from previous campaign. It was very reminiscent of a certain mithril golem.
Are any of the spell circles enchantment based?
No.
Sorry, what colors were they again? This was purple.
So yeah, purple.
That's illusion, right?
Yeah. This is illusion, and then
Okay.
this is and then this one is abjuration.
Okay. Illusion, abjuration, and then what was the other?
Necromancy over here.
Necromancy. Okay.
You would actually recognize those four as the primary schools of the Elven Empire. They actually had always a moratorium against conjuration, and yeah, and transmutation is transmutation is missing. They did do transmutation, but it was usually not something they.
Okay.
And Terry.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bill should say, I was going to say, before we decide to cast all these spells, do we need to take a rest before we start? This way we have everything we need to, just in case it unlocks something.
So I'm not ready to take a long rest, and taking a short rest right now will take out my magical weapon. And so I'm going to press forward, at least a little bit, to see where the elven spirit went.
It's behind that door, and that door is still very, very locked.
Yes.
I'm trying to unlock it.
And I'm too stupid and curious, so I'm casting a little illusion in this one right here.
On this one?
Well, that's the one that you said was purple, right?
Yeah, that's necromancy.
Oh.
Illusion is orange. Illusion is here.
Okay, your colors are weird. So yeah. Most systems, purple is illusion.
Yeah, well, it's
And all the necromancy spells are green when you read the description.
Sorry.
Okay.
And as soon as you do this, you hear a click come from this door,
From which door?
To the
the
south.
southern door.
Okay.
You get the
Alright.
sense if you activate the sigils beside both sigils, it'll unlock the door.
Ooh, what's this
Okay.
one then?
Yeah.
Boot up.
Abjuration.
I don't think I have any abjuration that I can use. I do not.
Yeah, the problem, and Whistler isn't saying this is just me, but I've got abjuration spells and I've got necromancy spells, but they all have to be casted on like a person.
You get the
So you
sense
can't
that as
cast
long
them
as
on
it's not a
objects.
self spell, you can actually target the sigil. It is being considered a creature.
Okay.
I was
Or
gonna say
object.
you need me to step into the circle.
The biggest problem, actually, usually with the abjuration is a lot of them are self-only spells. So, like,
Yeah.
mhm.
Well, I mean, I think Whistler's just gonna walk towards this door,
Towards which door?
the door that's open.
Okay. You get so as you peer into here, it's a very plain room that you can see. There's a lot of broken furniture around. It looks like bookcases and like years of neglect has basically rendered it useless. But it looks like at some point there's art, but there is, however, art hanging on the walls. You get the sense that this was somebody's office at one point.
Yeah. If there's anything shiny or stands out, I'll pocket it.
Give me an investigation roll.
Was Storm successful in unlocking that door?
What did Storm do? I missed it.
I tried to unlock it with lockpicks.
You bring out your lock picks and you're like, I don't see a lock to pick. You get the sense that it's held magically. Like you could probably open it with a spell, or you might be able to break it down, but like picking the lock isn't really going to work.
What's
Okay.
up? I'll help. I'll smash it down.
Yeah.
Storm,
So
scoot your butt.
I'll ask Brutus to do that and take a quick look at the art in here, since Brutus had said that he was getting into art with the one you've already got. So Sashi will take a look at the art to see if there's anything interesting.
Oh, thank you.
Mainly it's all old Elven Empire art. Like it's like think Renaissance era things, like biblical art. Only it's more about the founding of the Elven Empire, and all very propaganda pieces. Very Rembrandty in terms of coloration. They're good pieces, probably worth a lot to the right collector.
Right.
All originals, so like they would be worth a crap ton to the right collector. It's just trying to find one would be.
Yeah. All right. I will do the same thing that Brutus had done to protect them, and I will take 4. I think I can easily do without making it a problem. I'll have to like set them aside
Bill,
when we get into combat and stuff.
In the wreckage, you actually find a strange like wand. Like especially with your eyesight, being able to notice magical stuff, like you as you move stuff around, you find a weird magical wand. It has like 2 buttons on it though. They're not like, it's not like a normal magic stuff thing. It's just 2 buttons. One has a padlock on it. The other one has an open padlock on it.
Doesn't have an alarm button on the back.
Kind of. It actually would. So yeah.
Well, I would try to take a bite from it. If it didn't taste any good, I would just toss it.
I'll pick it up.
Can I get a attack roll from Brutus, please? Or can I get a yeah? Yeah, because you said you were gonna try to break down the door, right?
Yes.
Okay. I do also need a perception roll when you're about to do that.
Okay. Before I do it or after I do it?
Before.
before. Okay. Where? Why? Oh, it's hiding.
Please describe the wand.
Yeah, so if Bill tosses the wand away, Zashi's going to pick it up and take a look at it.
Okay, it's called the Warden's Wand. And it's exactly how I described.
Yeah, I kind of missed that. So
It's a wand. It's about I don't know, a foot and a half in length. There's a definite handle. There's definitely like a directional to it, and there's a button with a padlock, a button with an open padlock, and then a back end on like where your index finger would sit is a red button.
I got a 17 for perception.
Okay. As soon as you go to try to break down that door, you see the statue's head turn and look at you.
Do I see that from where I am?
Yeah.
Can I speak to it now? I'm like, sorry? Hi?
I'll walk back here and attempt to use the wand on the door using the open padlock.
You're a click and it opens up.
Yes.
Oh, never mind. I will actually reach out and pat the statue's shoulder and just like really making a point to walk delicately and look not like a bull in a china shop.
And then as we open the door, Zashi will say, "Hey, Brutus, I got 4 more art pieces."
And technically that ghost has already moved past that. I just haven't.
Okay.
I'm looking for writing in the office.
Okay. There's like scattered scrolls. A lot of them are faded. But go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, it's 11 already.
Yeah, we're gonna quit right in a little second. So you don't find much of like magical use. Thankfully, Bill has basically found the only magical object in there.
Yeah, I was more wanting like information, like.
You do find something. Do you speak Elven? I know you speak Draconic, but you don't.
I don't. Maybe I'd have to look, but I definitely could recognize Elven and give it to somebody who does.
Yeah,
If I don't.
you find it's a fairly large scroll. It's in a tube, which is why it hasn't been destroyed yet. And it as you pop open and look at it, it's written in Elven. And if you give it to, I know Brutus speaks Elven. It says roster, basically prisoner roster.
Okay.
And Brutus, you recognize there's usually a name followed by like a number, and that's probably where we're gonna quit.
Yeah, and Brutus, you do have it because I do not speak Elven.
Okay, I'll note that down. Should I just write prison roster?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yay. Okay. That was productive.
Oh, I should mention, as you kind of, Zashi, as you flip over the alarm button, there seems to be, for lack of a better term, it looks like a statue has been inscribed on that alarm button.
Interesting. I will make a note of that.
I definitely didn't like the idea of me brute forcing anything, so that is definitely something I would share with everybody. I don't think the statue wants anyone breaking out. Or
does that inscription look like this statue?
Kind of.
Yeah. Imagine that.
I think the statue
is for
guardians.
All right, cool. Did we get any XP for the Bodex and things?
You would have gotten XP for the Bodex. You would have gotten. Let's see, there's 2 Bodex there, so. You would have got. No, you don't get experience for planking.
No, I'm joking.
So technically, though, Bill and Brutus both still have inspiration. All of you gain. Oh wow, 700 experience points for the Bodak fight.
Woo!
So 950 total for the session then.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool. I am going to go ahead and put that in my D&D Beyond right now.